Okay, cool. So we'll get right in, I think. So last week, if you guys recall, we had just finished covering the two types of memory. Oh, and actually, Creflo, this is the exact kind of thing. If depending on what kind of cybersecurity you were doing, this type of thing could play a huge role. Like most of the security issues in mobile phones and on desktops have to do with how the computer is copying memory. And there's lots of ways to exploit these kinds of ideas. So this specifically, this difference between pass by value and pass by reference, how the computer handles memory, will be a... You didn't send... Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I did send this morning, right? But like this kind of thing specifically would come up, what we were covering last week. Anyway, so that's what we covered last week. Just the difference between pass by value, which meant that, and we had this little example on the screen here. Passing by copy means that when you gave a function, when you passed a function a variable like number here, if we're passing by value, all it'll do is copy the value of number, which was 6, into another variable. Okay, so then when you edit this variable, this copy, inside your function, it's not going to change the original. Okay, but we also have this other idea of pass by reference, where instead you pass the actual memory address of the variable. And so when you edit it in the function, it does change in the actual function. Okay. So that is what we covered last week. If you're not comfortable with it, you can maybe check out the lecture again, or particularly the end. But it wasn't too difficult of a concept. We saw a few examples, like if we passed 12 into a function and added 2 to it inside the function. If we were passing by value, then it wouldn't add 2 to the variable in main. If we were passing by reference, it would. Okay, and we went through lots of different examples of that. But now I want us to return back to the concept of object-oriented programming. So understanding the difference between pass by value and pass by reference, we can now get onto this really new powerful concept called events and delegates. Okay, events and delegates. So in order to introduce this topic, I just want to go back to our original sort of understanding of object-oriented programming. At the beginning, I showed you this kind of sentence: the world contains objects that interact with each other simultaneously. I don't know if you guys remember that sentence, but it's pretty easy to understand, right? There's a bunch of trees and birds and whatever in the world, and they all interact with one another simultaneously. Unfortunately, inside our computers, we just have lines of code that run sequentially, right? So somehow we want a way to program that is more reflective of the real world than just lines of code running in order. Okay, so specifically, I want you to focus on the line that's now highlighted in blue here. All right, the interact with each other simultaneously. We haven't really explored how to do this properly. All right, hopefully you guys can see that how you would do this would be like methods, right? Because we have objects, and those objects have properties, attributes, right? They have hair colors, weights, lengths, widths, whatever. Okay. But we saw that they also have methods. And in a method, we can program this really complicated algorithm or procedure that the computer must execute, right? So these objects can do more complicated things as well. They can run, they can grow, they can calculate their area, okay? But methods are not how you would properly do this, okay? Or rather, it's not a full understanding of how you would do this. Okay, so we will use methods still, but it's a special kind of method. Okay, but first, what I want to see is, before we've learnt about this concept of events and delegates, okay, before we've learnt about this whole concept of events and delegates, how would we do a simple example now? Okay, a real world example. So what we're going to set up is sort of like our own video sharing application. Okay, it's going to be a very simple version without any actual videos. This is the special kind of video sharing where there are no videos. It's just going to be the idea. Okay, like what would the flow of this be? Okay, so I'm going to put on the screen in like a diagram what our app will do. Okay, so we've got a company, all right. We can call ourselves YouTube. Okay, we have content creators. Okay, and we have a whole bunch of subscribers. All right, more than 10 even. Okay, cool. So we want to sort of facilitate the relationship between these three things. Okay, so what will happen is our content creator will upload some content. Okay, they'll upload a lecture video, for example. Really exciting new content. Okay, obviously, when this video upload takes place, our app has to notify the content creator that a video has been uploaded. Okay, and that's all that really happens there. Okay, the person has to be able to upload a video, maybe give it a name or a description or something, and we just have to notify them that it's been uploaded after it's been uploaded. Okay, but now we have to somehow notify all of the subscribers, okay, that the video has been uploaded, right? So how we would do this currently is we're just going to create a method, and after a video is uploaded, we're just going to call the subscriber method to notify the subscribers, all right? So pretty simple, and hopefully you can already kind of, maybe not fully technically, but hopefully you can kind of already see how we would program this at the moment. Okay, how we might do this is we'll create a video class, right? There'll be a class for videos. There'll be a class to upload the videos. There'll be a class for subscribers, and there'll be some like methods relating them all, and they'll all have their own little properties. Okay, so we'll have a bunch of classes and a bunch of methods. Hopefully you can picture that in your head for now. Okay, so what I want to see is, without the concept of events and delegates, we haven't learned them yet. Without that idea, how would we implement this example? Okay, so let's go do that in Rex Tester and just see why a real company, real YouTube, wouldn't exactly do it the way we currently know how. All right, but I think it's helpful to see the full example to know why it's wrong. Okay, so let's begin. It is going to be quite a lot of code, but what I want you guys to appreciate as well is that there's nothing new here. Okay, all the code that you're going to see are concepts that we have covered before. All right, we might have covered them a while ago, so I'll remind you of them as we go, but they aren't new. Okay, so let's deal with each thing in sort of isolation. It makes it sort of easier to think about. So let's first not think about subscribers anymore. They don't exist yet. We're just going to focus on this here. All right, we want a content creator to be able to create a video, give it a name, upload it, and then we want to notify them that it's been uploaded. All right, and we're going to do these things sort of one at a time. So let's start by saying, how can a content creator create a video? Okay, so how will we do that? Well, firstly, we need videos. Okay, so we're going to say class video. That's how we create a video class. Okay, and all our videos are going to have special properties. Do you guys have any suggestions? What properties would a video have? What properties would a video have? Just some simple ones. We don't need any. A title. Good stuff. Yeah, exactly. A length of the video. Yeah, these are all good suggestions. Should we give our videos a title and a length? Okay, a length in hours. Okay. I gave away, but what type? A thumbnail is a good suggestion. Let's not get that complicated yet, though. Remember, we just want the simple flow. All right. So let's stop at title and length. Okay. So what type will we use for our title? What type would we use for our title? A string, fantastic. And what type will we use for our length? The length of the video in hours, say. A double. Fantastic. You guys are on point. Right? So let's go ahead and create our title. So it'll be public, string, and I'm going to just make it called title. All right, title with a capital T, and it's just going to have getters and setters. Right, getters and setters. Okay, and those are just automatically generated. Hopefully you guys remember what they are. Nothing too complicated there, right? Then we might say, okay, we want the video length as well. So let's say public double length. And I'm just going to give that automatically auto-implemented getters and setters as well. Okay, cool. So now I can get and set the length and the title from pretty much anywhere. Okay. All right. What else do we need now to be able to create a video? So let's not think about it in terms of interfaces or anything complicated. What I want you guys to tell me is, how have we seen so far? How would I create a video object? What is the method that would create video objects called? What do we call it in general? Do you guys remember? Sure, if I reminded you of the word, you would, but maybe it's been a while. Constructor, precisely. Okay, and what's the special rule about a constructor? There's a special rule about a constructor. Same name as class. Yeesh. Okay. So if I say public video, what will this do? This will tell the class how to create new video objects. Okay. If any of you haven't understood the concept of a constructor up till now, now is a good time to pay attention, because it might make a lot of sense this way. Okay. So in order to create a video, we've decided we need two things, right? A title and a length of the video. Obviously, in a real world example, we would need much more. We would need the MP4, the description, maybe a flag telling us whether or not it's made for kids, all of these other things, all right? But in our simple example, we just need a title and a length. So our constructor is going to take in how many variables? How many variables? 2, exactly. It just needs something to set the title to, okay? And something to set the length to. Okay, and obviously they must be the same type as the actual title and length properties, right? So the video method, our constructor, is just taking in these two things, all right? And then the method itself, literally all it does is set the title and the length, all right? So we'll say title with a capital T, so that's the video's title, equals title with a lowercase t, which is the title that you gave it, okay? And likewise for length, all right? Length equals length. Okay. And now we'll be able to create new video objects. Okay, so that's part of our job done. Shall we actually go ahead and create a video? Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to create a video object. So I say video, my variable needs a type, right? It's of type video. Okay, my video needs a name. Let's just call ours vid for now. So this is the name of the object, hey, not the title of the video yet. And then we say new video. Okay, cool. So we have to give it two things, right? A string for the title and a double for the length. So what should we call our video, guys? What should we call our video? Do you have any videos that you've been wanting to upload? What should we call ours? Any suggestions? Ferrari. That has been our go-to name for things. Okay, so we'll call our video brand new Ferrari. Okay, brand new Ferrari. All right, that's a good name. And this is going to be a long video. All right, 3 hours long. Okay, we're going to be really looking at this Ferrari for a full 3 hours. Okay. All right, so now we've created a new video. Let's just confirm that our code is working correctly. So I'm just going to print out the name and length of this video. All right, so I'm going to say console.writeLine. And I'm going to say vid.title with a capital T, right? And we are going to say console.writeLine vid.length. Okay, and we hope this prints out brand new Ferrari and then 3. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit so that you'll actually be able to see it running. And you see it prints out brand new Ferrari 3. So this has gone ahead and created our video object. Okay, so that's part of our job done. Okay, not too complicated so far. What we now want to do is upload the videos, right? So we've handled this case here where the user can now create a video, but the video hasn't yet been uploaded. Okay, Now you guys might say, okay, in the video class I could just put an upload method, and that's true, we could do that. Professionally though, how this actually works is you split everything into a bunch of classes. Okay. Hopefully you already can appreciate the reason for this, but I will explain it just more in depth anyway. The reason we do this is because there are a lot of, there is a lot of code for each of these things, right? Creating a video, although it looks simple here because this is a simple example, videos are actually extremely complicated. Okay, so it would actually be a lot more code than this if we were using real videos. So we would put that in one class. Okay, video uploading is another very complicated topic, right? You need to know the database that you're uploading to, right? YouTube will have databases all over the world, like which one must this video go to? There are a bunch of other considerations when uploading a video, right? It's a very complicated thing. In our example, it'll be simple, but hopefully you can see that we want these concepts separate, right? Class video uploader, class subscriber, all of these ideas are separate. Okay, so that we can compartmentalize our code so that if something breaks here, it doesn't break everywhere. We just fix it there. Okay, so we now need to create a thing that uploads our video, and that's going to be in its own class. Okay, and I'm going to call that class uploader. Okay, not a bad name for it. Could be even more specific than that if you liked. You could call it video uploader even. Okay, and this class is going to be super simple. It just has, for now at least, 2 methods. Okay, it won't have any properties. Doesn't have any properties. It just has 2 methods. Okay, a method for uploading the video. That's the first thing. Okay, so let's actually just consider that for now. Okay, I want to upload a video, but in a very simple way. So I'm just going to print out the line video uploading. All right, video uploading. Okay, so let me say public void. Right, so our method's not going to return anything because it's just printing out video uploading. Maybe I could even print out the name of the video, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm just going to call it upload. Okay, public void upload. So that's the name of our method here. Okay. And there's our upload method. Now, in order to be able to upload a video, what will you have to give this method? What will we have to give this method? What do I need when I want to upload a video? What variables or what objects do I have to be passed when I want to upload a video? Does anyone know? I can tell you this class is going to take in one thing. Okay? I mean, this method is going to take in one thing, the upload method. And I want you to tell me what type will that thing be? What type will our upload method have to take in? A string. Think even more out of the box than that. Like, it's not even a type. What objects will this upload method have to take in? What objects will this upload method have to take in? Anyone? If I'm uploading a video, so if I want you to upload a video, what do I have to give you? I am confusion. Think about it. If I said, Tuddy, go and upload this video to YouTube, and then I didn't give you anything, what would you do? What would you do? I would have to give you something, right? If I said, go upload this video, what would I have to give you? What would I have to give you for you to be able to go and upload it? I have to give you the video, right? I have to actually give you the video. Okay, so, yeah, so literally this method, and I want you to see, so I'm going to literally type video here, vid. Okay, this is a type. Okay, it's a type we've defined ourselves. So this method actually takes in videos. Okay, and all it's going to do, it's super simple. It's just going to say console.writeLine, and it's going to say uploading and the name of the video that it's uploading, the title of the video that it's uploading. Okay, how's it going to do that? It's going to, so you guys know we can print out strings, right? So if I put in console.writeLine and I put this here, uploading ... you would be happy with that, right? It would just print out uploading. Okay, but I want to print out uploading and the title of the video. Okay, you don't have to know this. It won't really be tested, but it's just a little trick that allows me to do that very quickly. If I put a $sign before the string, then it sees this as a template. Okay, so hold on, let me just finish it. Okay, so because I put this little $sign before the string, okay, I am allowed to put these curly brackets here, and then it will read the thing inside the curly brackets as a variable, and it will print out. So this will print out uploading brand new Ferrari. Okay, ... Okay. Cool. So it's just a little trick. It's not too confusing. Yeah, exactly. It reads it as like actual code. It doesn't read it as a literal string. Yeah, good, Creflo, that's correct. In fact, you can actually use \n here as well. But writeLine obviously already creates a new line, so you wouldn't put \n. Okay. But yeah, that's correct. Okay. But yeah, so it's just reading this as a literal variable. In Python, there is another way to do this where you can put actual variables. They use like the percentage sign, but let's not get into that. Okay, cool. So that's the one method done. That's all our upload method is going to do. It's going to print out uploading. Obviously, there would be a bunch of extra logic when uploading an actual video in the real world. But we don't care about that. Oh, Logan joined as well. That's cool. But we don't care about all of that extra logic. Okay, this is just a simple flow that we're looking for. We're not looking for the actual technical way. All right. Now that we've got our upload method that just prints out uploading the video title, when this is finished, we want to call another method. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So now, once my upload is done, I want to call another method. Okay. So when the event, let's say, of uploading occurs, so after the uploading has occurred, I want to call another method. All right. And we might call that something like onUploaded. All right. You could also call it uploaded, right? The point that this is trying to convey is that a video has now been uploaded. Okay. It has been uploaded. So what's next? And the onUploaded method is going to say what's next. Okay. Because remember, we had these two things that we had to do, right? We needed to upload the video and then notify the creator that the video has been uploaded. And then also notify the subscribers that the video has been uploaded. So a whole lot of stuff needs to happen, right? So we might say public void onUploaded. Okay. This method doesn't have to take in anything. It just needs to notify the creator. So console.writeLine just needs to say the video has been uploaded. Okay, the video has been uploaded. Not too complicated, right? Cool. So let me run this. Let's make sure it works, although we now need to actually create our uploader. So let me just do that quickly. So we've got our uploader class, all right? I need to create an actual video uploader now, right? Like an uploader object, right? So how I would do that, I'd say uploader with a capital U, right? So that's the name of the class. That's our type, like our videos are a type. We say uploader equals new uploader. Okay, our uploader method has no constructor, so it doesn't have to take anything in. And then I can say uploader, so that's my uploader object, dot upload, and I have to give it the video I want to upload, which is vid. Okay, that's the name of our object. Okay, because you remember upload expects a video vid, you have to give it the video to upload, so I can print out its name. So vid is the name of our object, and that goes into .upload. All right. Cool. So when we call this, what we hope to happen is it will print out uploading brand new Ferrari. Then it will call this onUploaded method, which will print out the video has been uploaded. Okay. That's notifying the creator that the video has been uploaded. All right. So let's just double check that that works. When I run this, it says uploading, prints out the title of our video, brand new Ferrari, and then says the video has been uploaded. Okay. Cool. So that's part of our job done, right? Let's go back to our example and just double check what's next, our little diagram here. So what we've done is we've got a creator. They can create a new video, all right? They can upload the video, and then it goes, and then our system will go ahead and notify them after the video has been uploaded. Okay, so we've created that little simple system now. Okay, the next step has to do with these subscribers. Okay, can you put the quotation marks in quotation marks when you console.writeLine with the string? No, because it won't know which one is your start and ending quotation mark, right? So if you want to use quotation marks inside, you have to, I think it'll be like / quotation mark. You have to tell it that this is an actual quotation mark and not the code quotation mark. Okay. Or how most people will do it is you'll switch between double and single quotations. So if you have a double quotation mark defining the start and end of your string, then inside the string you'll only use single quotations or something like that. But it's a little bit annoying because some of the words are reserved and stuff like that. So yeah, like quotation, the quotation mark is reserved, so it's difficult to distinguish. Anyway, it's a nice question though. So the next thing we've created this. It's no problem. No problem. You've missed quite a bit, but if you look at the diagram, hopefully you'll be able to catch up to where we are quickly. So look, we've got our creator, right? Yeah, that's good too. So we've got our creator. Our creator can create videos, all right? He created brand new Ferrari in this case, okay, or rather we're the creators now, I guess. That can be uploaded, all right? And then our system will notify the creator after it's been uploaded. The next step is to notify all the subscribers. Okay. Before we notify subscribers, we obviously need subscribers to notify. Okay, so we're going to have to create another class, a subscribers class, obviously, and then we're going to have to notify them. All right, which will be done through a method, of course. So let's go ahead and do this. Just as a simple example. So we're gonna come down here and we now want to create another class, okay, for subscribers. Okay. You can picture that in reality, our subscriber class would be very confusing. Okay. In the case of our simple application, we're just going to treat like all the subscribers as just, one monolithic group, okay? We're not differentiating between individual subscribers and stuff like that. So I'm creating a subscribers class. So this is for all our subscribers, okay? Hopefully you can see the difference. Like you could create a class subscriber, go ahead and notify every single subscriber individually, but we're keeping it like on a, actually that could be really nice. Should I do it that way? Actually, you know what? Let's do it very properly. We do have some time. So let's go ahead. We're going to create a subscriber class. Okay. What does a subscriber need, guys? If you're signing up to a YouTube platform, if you're signing up to YouTube, what do you need? What would you need as a subscriber to YouTube? You need a name, like a username, right? So let's say username. That's going to be a string, obviously. You need the people that you're subscribed to, whether or not notifications are turned on. Exactly, a lot of extra stuff. Let's just keep ours simple. We're just going to give our subscribers a name, and we're going to manually subscribe them inside main, okay, just to see the idea. Okay, so I'm going to create name. I'm going to say public string name. All right, and just give it some getters and setters. Cool. As usual, oh, let's do username, actually. Username. Okay, that's more sensible. Okay, username. Now, we need a constructor, all right? A way to create subscriber objects, right? This could be, in a real-world application, this would be like your registration screen or something. Obviously, we're just doing like the behind-the-scenes version of this, okay? So we'll say public void subscriber. Okay, this is the constructor. It just has to take in a single string, right? Exactly like our video class, except we don't have a length. Okay, so this is just going to take in string username, whatever value you want to set the username to, and we just say username with the capital U, so that's our property, equals username with the lowercase u, which is our the thing we want to set it to. Okay, so we have a bunch of subscribers, and our subscriber class is just going to have one method, a method to notify this particular subscriber. Okay, so it's just going to be public void notify. Public void notify, pretty simple. It's not going to take anything in, and it's just going to say console.writeLine. It's going to print out the person's name. Okay, so, or username rather. So it'll say username and say, comma, a new video has been uploaded. A new video has been uploaded. Okay, so that'll go ahead and notify this particular subscriber that a new video has been uploaded. All right. Now we actually have to go ahead and use this class here. All right. So what I want to do quickly is create a so here we're going to create a few subscribers, right? A few subscribers, so that we can test this out. Like how would this work in the real world? All right. So let's create a few subscribers. So I'm going to say subscriber sub1. Let's just make one for each of us. Who's here? Jean-Marc is here. Creflo is here. Logan's here. Someone called Young Millionaire. And then Logan. And cool. So let's just create. There's a lot of people. I'll create subscribers for our originals. Okay. So we'll have subscriber sub1 equals new subscriber. Okay. We need to give them a usernames. We need to give them usernames. Okay. So we're going to create 3 subscribers. Subscriber sub2 and subscriber sub3. Okay. Jean-Marc, what do you want your username to be? Taddy, what do you want your username to be? Creflo, what do you want your usernames to be? Okay, Taddy wants hers to be banana. All right, banana. Jean-Marc wants apple. Okay, actually, I'll make these capitals so that it prints out nicely. Okay, and Creflo, any suggestions? Oh, you ran out of names. Hey, so ran out. Okay, cool. Dragon fruit. Ooh, wait, no, that's an exotic one. Dragon _ fruit. Okay, cool. So we've got our subscribers here. All right. Now, how would we do this currently? Okay, you'll see that. So we've created our subscribers, right? And now we want to notify them when a new video is uploaded. The thing is, this is actually quite difficult for us to do now, right? Because if I say sub1.notify, okay, this is how we might do it, right? Because let's say sub1 is subscribed to this particular content creator. Sub1 is subscribed to the content creator who uploaded this video. And so now I have to go ahead and notify them. Let's say sub3 is also notified. So we say sub3 notify. So now this will notify Apple was Jean-Marc, Dragon Fruit was Creflo. So this will now notify those two. But let's say Tari wasn't yet subscribed to this creator, and so we don't have to notify her yet. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, now when I run this, sorry. Subscriber member names cannot be the same as their enclosing type. Sorry, what am I doing? Subscriber member names. Sorry. I put void there. Whoops. Okay, cool. So this notifies who I'm now forgetting everyone's. Apple was Jean-Marc, so it notifies him, and Dragon Fruit is Creflo, so it notifies him. But we don't notify Taddy yet. Okay, so cool. Now, if Taddy did subscribe, then we would have to notify him as well. So we would then say sub2.notify. Okay, sub2.notify. Okay, and now it would notify Taddy as well. Alright, so you see here it prints out Apple, a new video has been uploaded. Dragon Fruit, a new video has been uploaded. Banana, a new video has been uploaded. Okay, so it's quite... Again, so this is how we would implement it currently, right? We have methods, we have classes. There's nothing new here. But you can see that our way of implementing subscribers is a little bit complicated. And the reason for that is, now if I go and upload another video, all right? So I'm going to come here and say uploader.uploadVid. Okay, so I've now uploaded a new video. Okay, so you can see it uploads the new video. The video has been uploaded. Uploading brand new Ferrari. Okay, let's say this was another video. In order to notify all of the subscribers, I would have to copy all of their names again, and then it would notify them. Okay. Ideally, I just want whenever a video is uploaded, it must automatically notify all the subscribers. I shouldn't have to go through and add all of them separately, right? So it's quite tough to do you guys understand why the way we've done it here is wrong? Okay, because we have to go and manually notify all of these subscribers every single time. Okay, ideally we want the upload method to automatically call sub.notify for all of the relevant subscribers. Okay, cool. So we've got this, right? We've got the structure working how we would do it, and this diagram is how we would do it currently. And so we can see this, but why is our way wrong is the question I want to answer. Okay, why was our way wrong? Yeah, exactly, but now all your subscribers are in a group, so then every subscriber would be linked to every single video uploader, which isn't ideal either, right? So ideally we want to be able to split these we want to split the subscribers, but we want to be able to actually subscribe to a particular upload method, right? So hopefully you can see why this is wrong. Directly linking, like making the call to notify subscribers separate from the call to uploading, is not ideal, even though they are separate ideas. Okay. Cool, so maybe it looks a little bit abstract for now, but what I want to show you is we can do this in a much more sensible way than this, right? If we remove all of this extra stuff for now, okay, we go back to our original structure. We have some method that notifies a subscriber or subscribers. We have the subscribers themselves. We have a content creator who can create new videos and can upload them, all right? How should we actually implement this structure? Okay, so let's say we have... So how we would do this, it is a little bit complicated, but what I want you guys to see is that it's actually very cool. All right, it's actually very cool. Wait, are we over? Okay, cool. We still got 15 minutes. All right. So how we would do this is using events and delegates. Okay. So what we need to do is we sort of say, all right, notify subscribers. This needs to occur every time a video is uploaded. All right. So I don't want to have to do this. Right? You see I call sub1.notify, sub3.notify, sub2.notify every time the upload is called. Ideally, I just want to say, all right, whenever upload is called, I want you to automatically go ahead and call sub1, sub3, and sub2. Okay. So then the next time I call it, I wouldn't have to retype all of this again. Okay. So I wanted to automatically call these other subscribers. Okay. So basically, I want notify subscribers to be like waiting. All right. It must be waiting for this event to take place, for a video to be uploaded. Okay. Let's see. How would we do this? Well, so I've created like a little bit of maybe a simpler way of understanding it. And how we would do it is we basically attach like an ear to notify subscribers. Okay. So we say, all right, notify subscribers, you just need to, like this notify method must just listen for when this particular event occurs. Okay. So it must just listen. But obviously we need to tell it what to listen for. Okay. Because currently it's just, lost. It doesn't know what to listen for. And that's where the delegate comes in. Okay. So we define a delegate. It has a particular shape, all right? It makes a particular sound, if you like, right? Defines a particular thing, and it goes, when the event that you're listening for occurs, it will sound like this. Okay? It will look like this. It will give you this, all right? Because remember, notify subscribers might take in a bunch of different variables. It might have to return a particular thing, all right? It's quite complicated for notify subscribers to know what to do. And the delegate tells it. It goes, when this event occurs, this is what it will give to you. This is what it will expect from you. This is what it will look like. Okay. So that's what the delegate is there to do. If you know what the word delegate means in like the wider world, we can search that again. I do think this is a good way of understanding stuff. Delegate define. A person sent or authorized to represent others. Okay, so the delegate is representing the... don't know why it always does that. Okay, the delegate is representing the event. Okay, but it's representing the event to the notify method, and it's representing the notify method to the event, right? So it's like a mediator between the two parties. Okay. Right, a little bit abstract, but you'll see how we define it in code is actually quite intuitive. It's quite easy. Okay. So the content creator, like normal, will upload the content and be notified. All right. But now this time, instead of then directly calling, like after this event occurs, we directly call the method to notify subscribers. Instead of doing it that way, all we're going to do is this method is just going to shout. Okay. It is shouting in a particular way, like as it agreed with the delegate. Okay. It will agree with the delegate on a way that it must shout, a way that it must notify everyone of this event. Okay. But basically, this bit here is what we would call an event. Okay. So it'll say, I've uploaded a thing, right? Past tense. I uploaded. Okay. This video has been uploaded. You notice it has the same shape as the delegate, right? Same shape as the delegate. So notify subscribers will hear it. Okay. It'll hear the event. And then it'll go, okay, cool. And it will notify the subscriber. Okay. Cool. So it might look a little bit complicated now. But you'll see that there are just a few simple steps in actually doing this. Yeah, exactly. I uploaded a thing. Go tell the subscribers. All right. So you can see it looks like a little bit of an unelegant solution, right? Like all the shouting, but it's much better because you can see there's no direct link. It's not strict. Okay. We can easily add more things to listen for this particular event, right? So, cool. Let's see how we would do this and how it would simplify this. Okay, so we're going to go back to where we just have uploader.uploadVid. Okay, so all this will do is create a video and tell you after the video has been uploaded. Okay, so uploading brand new Ferrari, the video has been uploaded. Okay, pretty simple. Now, what we need to do is add the uploaded event to our uploader method. It also needs a delegate though, okay, to define its sort of structure. Okay, so how will we do this? There's a few steps, all right, a few steps. Okay, the first thing we'll do is create a delegate. Okay, create a delegate. So that's creating this guy here. So defining like what the event will look like, all right, creating a mediator between these parties, okay. We'll then create the event itself. Okay. And the event will be told about the delegates so that the event knows what's expected from it. Okay. And then mention delegates. Okay, if you like. Okay. We then have to remember to add an ear, right, to the method that's listening. So we have to add some, and what we would call this, a method that's listening for an event to occur. What's quite cool is this method is actually called a subscriber. Like in the technical, like in coding language, you would call the method that's listening for an event to occur. That method is subscribed to that event. Okay. So we literally use the word subscriber, which is why this is maybe a nice way of thinking about things. Okay. We literally use the word subscriber to describe this relationship here. Okay. The notify subscribers method, the notify method, is subscribed to the uploaded event. Definitely not. Definitely not. That's why this is a nice way of framing the example. Cool. So we have create a delegate, create the event. Next, we need to add that ear, right? Add or subscribe to events. All right. Add the ear. Okay. And then the last step is we actually have to shout, right? So we created the event. Everyone knows what to do. And after the uploading occurs, we need to actually go, hey, I uploaded a thing. We actually need to tell it, this is where you shout. Okay, this is where you raise the event. So we say, you know, like what we would call that is raise the event, but all that is like the shouting in the diagram. Okay. Cool. So if we follow these 4 steps, then this will work. Right. Then this will work. So the first step is to create a delegate. Now, the delegate is just like a normal method, right? It looks very similar. It's going to look something like this: public void uploaded handler. Okay, something like that. But and that's what they call it. Why programmers created all of these different names, I don't know. But usually how you name this is you'll say the name of the event, which is uploaded, the uploaded event, which is what we'll make just now. And then you say handler, and then it's the delegate for that event. Okay. And that's just a standard. Again, you can actually call this whatever you want. All right. As long as it obviously must have the same name as anything else. But you can just call it, you know, anything you like. You could call it uploaded del, right? Uploaded delegates, anything like that. But the standard, the industry standard, is to call your delegates handlers. Okay. I don't know why that is. Don't shout at me. I didn't create these standards. And then the only difference, so we create a normal method. The only difference is we have to tell C# that this is a delegate. Okay. So you just write the word delegate there. But you can see it's a normal method, right? Public void uploaded handler, and this one doesn't take in anything. Okay. How do you program programming languages? You have to write a compiler. C Sharp's compiler. I wonder, was it written in C? I don't know. Like the originals would have been written in something like assembly. But you write a compiler, so a way to translate from your code into machine code, like binary, and you have to define all your keywords, right, in that machine code. And yeah, that's how it historically worked. Nowadays, not all languages are compiled, but we'll discuss. Oh wait, it is sort of time for a break. Yeah, okay, we've done step 1. Okay, so when we get back, we'll finish the remaining steps. Okay, let's break till 3:05, say. Yeah, let's break till 3:05. And sorry about my confusion, Taddy, as well. Anyway, yeah, so Creflo, we can maybe discuss this in more detail now, since we're on break. But I do want to go get some water quickly. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I do apologize. It obviously wasn't What do you guys do during the break? I just get water, usually. 1 hour of talking is a bit long. Eating's a good one too. Or Skyblock. What's Skyblock? Ah, Minecraft thing. One of the most popular maps ever created. That's cool. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go get some water. Yeah, so 3:05 we'll start up again, hey? Yeah. Farming games are cool. Have you played Stardew Valley? Stardew Valley. Let me spell it out rather. That was nice. It's way too time consuming though. Did you get it for free on Thingy? I remember they were giving that away for a while. This game was nice. Way too time consuming though. All made by one person though, apparently. 300, yo. I think Epic Games also gave it away for free. Anyway. Yeah, that's impressive, hey, because GTA is usually bloody expensive. I haven't played it though. I don't know. Haven't been doing too much gaming. Okay, still got 3 minutes of break. Yeah. Well, it's just so much time. Like, compared to other sources of entertainment, games take forever. How do you publish it? Actually, so after, it'll probably be like our next lesson, or maybe even next lesson. We'll be doing application lifecycle management, and then I'll show you how I decided to do like a real example. A game. Games will be slightly more difficult to publish because you have to handle things like digital rights management and stuff like that. But I'll show you how like we do it for this app. And we'll basically create like our own Roosevelt website or something. Very simple one, but I'll show you like all the steps and stuff like that. And you can do it for free as well, which is nice. It took almost 1 year to reach Prestige 14, and yeah. Oh, that means like you got the full level 14 times, right? Yeah, it's more just spending that much time in one game. I mean, I'm not judging or anything. I have done it before, but it just is super time consuming and not very productive, you know. Damascus be the most irritating thing to grind for though. Damascus? What's Damascus? Is that in Call of Duty? Okay. Oh, okay. Oof. Oh, it's one of those like get 1,000 headshots with this weapon and you get a special skin. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, no, I imagine it would be a different challenge, but I assume it's like you have to use it a lot in order to unlock it for every single gun. Oh, all of them on that gun. Oh, dang. That is quite hectic. Okay, cool. Let's get started again. We can almost finish this example, and then yeah, so the structure of lessons is changing as well, like of our lessons. So I'll show you that after we finish this little example. All right, so where are we at currently? We've created a delegate. I hope you guys understand this. It's just defining a structure for the method. Okay, so when the event is called, it's saying you must look like this. So it's saying the event, like, or rather, subscribers to this event must not return anything. Okay, they must be void, and they mustn't take anything in. They mustn't expect anything. Okay. I'll explain, like, if we change this, I will show you how that changes things later on. All right. But for now, just that's our delegate. Okay. All it's saying is that all of the methods that our event calls are going to be void, and they're not going to expect any variables to be passed to them. Right. So that's our first step. We've created a delegate. All right. The second step was to create the actual event. All right. So if we look at our diagram, we've created this delegate. We now need to create the event. Creating the event isn't actually shouting, okay? It's more like defining the shout. Okay, so we need to tell the computer what it must actually do. Okay. How do we create an event? All right, it's actually very similar. So we say public event. Okay, so we use the word events, pretty convenient. You have to give all the events delegates. Okay, how do we specify a delegate? We need to take the name of our delegate. Okay, so it'll be uploaded handler. Okay, so that's the delegate to this event. And then we have to give our event a name. And our event is going to be called uploaded. All right. Not too bad. Okay, so what we've gone and done now is we've defined the delegate. We've defined an event that knows about the delegate. So it knows what subscribers to it are looking for. Okay, so the delegate will tell it, by the way, when you shout, you must shout like this because this is what your subscribers are listening for. Okay, so we've created this relationship between an event and a delegate now. We need to now actually add an ear to a couple of our subscribers. Okay, so let's who's going to subscribe to our who wants to be notified of our brand new Ferrari video? Sub 1, sub 2, or sub 3? Quick unrelated question. Sure, let me finish this, but you can write it now. Okay, Taddy was the last person we've defined who's actually got a subscriber. So Banana is going to be notified of thingy. So we'll say uploader.uploaded. Okay. Cool. Now this is how I create a subscriber. Okay. You couldn't have a space in your class name. Okay, you can't have a space in your class name, but otherwise, yeah, pretty much anything you want is fine. Okay, so uploader.uploaded. This is the name of our event, right? So it will go inside the uploader object, right? And it'll find the uploaded events. Okay. Okay, so uploader.uploaded, that's this event. Okay, we want to subscribe to the event. Okay. How we do this? So you say plus equals. I'm not sure if you guys remember what this means. Let me just show you again what the plus equals operator does. Okay, so if I create like int x equals 6, okay, something like that. So you know what that is, all right? If I want to add 2 to x, how would I do that? I would say x equals x plus 2, right? So what would this do? It would say, okay, the equal sign, what that means, we take the thing on the right and we'll save it in the thing on the left. In order to take the thing on the right, we're going to need to find out what this is, right? So it has this plus sign. All that does is take the thing on the left of it and add it to the thing on the right. So that's going to say 6, because that's what x's value is, plus 2 is 8, and then we'll have x equals 8 here. Okay. A faster way of writing this, because you see I'm writing x twice here, right? I'm writing x twice. A faster way of doing this is to say x plus equals 2. Okay, means the exact same thing. All right. So that's all that means. So all this is saying is uploader.uploaded, and then you give it its new subscriber. Okay. Its new subscriber, we want to notify Taddy. So it'll be sub2 dot. Okay, the method is called notify. So it'll be sub2 dot notify. Okay. Cool. So we've now got a new subscriber to our uploaded event. Okay. Not too complicated, right? Cool. So that was us adding an ear. Okay, we added an ear to sub2's notify method. Okay, hopefully you guys get that. It's not too complex, right? So we sub2 notify, when uploaded, when the uploaded event occurs, it now knows that sub2.notify must be called. That method must be called. Okay, it's not going to call sub1.notify or sub3.notify. It's going to call sub2.notify. Right. The last step is to actually raise the event, to actually shout. And how we do that is you just need to call the name of the method. I mean the name of the event. So the name of our event is uploaded. After the video has been uploaded, okay, so after we go console.writeLine, the video has been uploaded, we're going to raise the event. We're actually going to shout. So we'll say uploaded, I uploaded a thing. Okay, that's that big shout. I uploaded a thing. That's what that method is doing. And that's all our steps. Okay, that's all our steps. So now, if I go back quickly and run this, okay. So what does it do? It goes uploading brand new Ferrari. So that's when it's uploading our new video. It goes, the video has been uploaded. So that's it notifying the creator. And then it says, banana, a new video has been uploaded. Okay. If I want to also subscribe, the last Creflo was dragon fruit, right? If I want to also subscribe dragon fruit, okay, that user, we would say Control C, Control V, and then I just have to say sub3.notify. Okay. Now the big difference is here, guys, is now every time I call uploader, this version of the upload method, the one that's inside uploader, every time, okay, notice I don't have to say sub2.notify, sub3.notify, sub1.notify. I don't have to be specific. Every time I call it, it will go ahead and notify both of them. Okay. So you see, it's always notifying both of them every time I upload a new video. Okay, in this case, I'm uploading the same video repeatedly, but you can picture if we created another object, it would work, right? So hopefully, do you guys appreciate this idea? Is this making sense to you? Do you have any other questions about it? Well, remember the subscriber is the person who would like click the button that runs this code, right? We don't have like an interface or anything, but this is how you would subscribe, like hypothetically. Okay. I see what you're saying. If we wanted to subscribe in the way we've done it now, if we wanted 100 subscribers, you could throw all the subscribers in a list and then run over the list and subscribe them like that. Or yes, you would go through and manually go, okay, yeah, if I want Apple to be subscribed instead of banana, we would say sub1.notify, for example. I wonder, can you even subscribe him? Can you subscribe Apple twice? Yeah, see, so you can. But when you say automated, remember this is a bit of an unrealistic example because it's all happening in main, right? But if you were actually on YouTube, obviously the subscriber, it wouldn't subscribe in like the same method as the video uploader is running. But like the point is, this can be run anywhere. If you have access to this uploaded event, you'll always be able to subscribe. So in this case, let me put it this way. If you're on YouTube and you click the subscribe button, this code, somewhere, this type of thing is run. Okay, you are subscribed to a particular event. Okay, a particular uploaded event. Okay. Yeah, for example. Yeah. But just picture it. Picture it in terms of this diagram. Okay, the notify event has been given an ear. In this case, sub1.notify has been given an ear to listen for the uploaded event of uploader. Okay. So let me show you it this way. Okay, I'm going to create another video object. Okay, video vid2 equals new video. Okay, let's call this one Roosevelt's lecture. Okay, and it's going to be 2 hours. All right, so I've just created another video. Hopefully you guys are comfortable with that. Okay, I'm also, so we've got vid1 and vid2. Okay, all right. Now you can see if I go uploader.upload vid2, okay, you can see this still works, right? So now it's gonna, sorry, the name vid, oh right, I changed its name to vid1 and I didn't change it here. There we go. So now you can see it goes uploading brand new Ferrari, the video has been uploaded, Apple, a new video has been uploaded. Why did it notify Apple? Apple is sub1's username, right? And sub1 was subscribed to this uploader. Okay. Uploading Roosevelt lecture. It's also being uploaded by uploader, right? So it says uploading Roosevelt lecture. The video has been uploaded. Apple, a new video has been uploaded. Okay. Now, what I want to show you is if, let's say I've got another content creator, okay, and a different content creator. So I've got uploader 1 and uploader 2. They've each got their own uploader class. Okay, so now let's say uploader 1 uploads the video about brand new Ferrari. Okay, uploader 2 uploads the video Roosevelt lecture. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say uploader 1, okay, has 2 subscribers. Okay, both Apple and Banana are going to be subscribed to uploader 1. Okay, uploader 2 is just going to have 1 subscriber. Okay, 1 subscriber, sub3 don't notify. Dragon fruit. Okay, so hopefully you can see how this particular idea is powerful, right? So now uploader 1 is going to upload the brand new Ferrari video. Okay, so it's going to say uploading brand new Ferrari, the video has been uploaded. It then notifies Apple and Banana. Okay, uploader 2 then uploads the Roosevelt lecture, but you see uploader 2 only has 1 subscriber, sub3, dragon fruit. And then it's going to say the video has been uploaded, dragon fruit, a new video has been uploaded. Okay. So yeah, it's a matter of turning on notifications, and this is how you would do it. So you subscribe to that particular event. Okay. So whichever event you subscribe to, you have to specify who you're subscribing to and who the subscriber is. Okay. Cool. Does that make sense? Everyone's comfortable with this? Awesome stuff. Yeah, it works a lot like normal subscribers, right? The normal word subscriber. You mean in like an exam or something? How they would ask this is they would frame it in a specific way. So they'll say something like, when a let me phrase it to you like this. Let's give a nice example. So I'm gonna open up. Yeah, we can word it this way. It's like, so in a question, in sort of an exam question, they might say something like, you have an application that has a bunch of buttons. Okay, numerous different buttons. Okay, all the buttons have to light up they have to do a specific thing. Okay, like light up when a mouse mouses over them. Okay, so you can see here, when a mouse mouses over some buttons, they have to light up in a particular way. Okay, how would you implement this? And then they would say something like A, events, B, and they'll give you a bunch of trick versions as well, right? Like A, event and delegate, B, properties, C, classes, D, abstract methods, whatever. They'll give you a bunch of tricks. But what you have to know is when a bunch of things have to listen for a particular event, then you know you're going to be using events and delegates. Okay. We'll see, next lecture we'll probably be going through a quiz, or maybe the lecture after that we'll be going through a quiz and we'll see some example questions. But remember that the multiple choice kind of makes this topic much easier than actually programming it is. Okay. Actually programming this concept is quite difficult. As you can see, it was quite a large example, and this was me trying to keep it simple. Okay, so actually programming it is quite a mission. All right, but actually let me comment this code a bit, so if any of you guys go through it yourselves. So create subscribers. Actually programming up the example is quite confusing, but the questions themselves, because they're phrased in this multiple choice kind of way, is quite simple actually, because there's only so many ways you can ask it. Okay. But actually, if you want some examples of where this would be used in the real world, that is a good example. Hovering over buttons. This is implemented using events. There's an event in CSS called onHover. Okay, onHover. And if your mouse is hovering over a button, it shouts like, I'm hovering over a button. And all the buttons that are listening will, it's easier because if you don't know there are, that's true too. But it's like nice to do it deductively, right? Like, you know, the answer wouldn't be properties. Properties have nothing to do with this concept, right? That's like an event called onHover, and all of these buttons are subscribed to the event onHover. Okay. And there's a bunch of things like that, like Uber Eats deliveries. I imagine they probably use events like this. So you're listening for a particular event, like the delivery person arriving at your door, and when that event occurs, it will notify you. Okay. So there's obviously YouTubers, subscribers obviously does work like this. It's events. Yeah, and usually another way of referring to it is you'll have publishers. So in this case, the uploader class is the publisher of the uploaded method, and all of our subscribers are subscribers to the uploaded method. Okay, I mean the uploaded events, sorry. So yeah, create uploaders. Subscribe to uploader 1. Oops, I spelled subscribe wrong. Sorry, I'm just commenting the code, so if anyone else goes through it, they'll be able to understand it. Subscribe to uploader 2. Okay, and then this will be upload videos. Cool. Okay. Cool. So let me actually save this code quickly, and then we'll spend some time just discussing what... Actually, you know what we should do? Roosevelt High. So I'll call this one Roosevelt High - Events and Delegates. Cool. Let me quickly discuss with you guys what the new sort of course structure is, because we're going to be changing things a little bit. And then we can come back to this so that I can show you what I want you guys to do. Not copy. I'll copy paste the link. Yeah, so you'll be able to see this code later. But I also want you guys now to actually change it a little bit. But you guys must, yeah, just pay attention for the next few minutes, and then, yeah. Where would this be exactly? It would be, I think I've got like slides 8 somewhere or something. Recent maybe. Sorry about this, got a bunch of documents all of a sudden. Okay, there we go. Oh, this will be the wrong slides, won't it? Yeah. Slide 7 it'll be. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, I just want to show you guys this quickly. So this will be, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this as well, to see if you guys prefer this kind of structure. So we're thinking, just based off feedback from students and parents and stuff, that we'll be changing the course in this way. So we'll send you some material, like a coding assignment or some extra reading for you to do before the lecture starts. Okay. The class time itself will be reduced to 1.5 hours so that you guys have that extra time, a little bit of extra time to go ahead and do that prescribed reading or prescribed assignments. Okay. And then the 1.5 hours during the class will be like the first 15 minutes going through that assignment that we gave you, then like the normal theory sort of sessions we've been having, and then like an interactive session where we ask questions and do quizzes and stuff like that. Do you guys prefer the structure, or do you like our normal 2 hours? I want to get some thoughts on it. What do you guys think? FR. You're fine with both. Yeah, I don't know. This it hasn't been going too badly. Hey? Okay, yours, Kreflo, is also fine with both. What does FR stand for? Yeah, that's true. That's true. In fact, it might even be more important to ask the people who aren't here, because obviously they aren't fine with how this is currently going. Okay, cool. Awesome. Start the courses earlier. That's just a problem in case but it's you though, Jean. You're grade 11 as well. You might go back to school, in which case we would have to start later, right? Why would you want to start earlier? Most of the other schools asked me to start at 2:30 instead. Is there a reason? Oh yeah, cool. I agree that finishing earlier is usually nicer because you feel less tired, you know. Just wants to play. Cool. Okay, so I've got this code here. All right, I am actually gonna copy this. Damn it. It's a bit weird because there is a lot of complicated stuff happening here now. Anyway, okay. Actually, I'm just gonna say sub1. We're going to simplify things a little bit, okay, so that you guys can maybe edit this a little bit more easily. Create uploader, create video, but also you guys can refer to the video when you're doing this. Sorry, I'm just creating like a little bit of a coding assignment for you guys to do before next week. It won't be too hard, don't worry. .subnotify. Okay, and then we can move on with the next content. Okay. .vid, and this will be uploader now. Okay. Cool. So I've commented the code here. So all the green is not actual code, right? Hopefully I think you guys know that by now, but it's just to guide you, right? Yeah, I think the VS will just see it's the work. Okay. Cool. So what I want you guys to do is, so just pay attention here, guys. So what I want you guys to do is create bell notification method. So you're going to create another notification method, right? Class bells. We're going to call it bell notes. Bell notification. Bell. Okay, I'm going to call it class bells for now. And it's basically just going to have one method. Okay, it's going to have one method called notify. Or let's make it notify bells, just to make things a little bit more difficult. So all I want you guys to do is implement this method. Implement this method. Okay. Okay, so you guys just need to follow the green, all right? You're going to implement this method in some way, right? It'll be very similar to our subscriber method. Okay, it's just going to print something out and it'd say, hi, you click the bell, a video has been uploaded or something. Very simple. And then I want you to here, so I'm actually going to remove the green because it might confuse you. Oh, no. Okay, how I can do this. If it has a to do, right, you see this to do, that means you have to do it. Okay, it means you're going to have to do it. All right. So what I want you guys to do is I can leave all the steps in here as well. I can leave all the comments, and I'm just going to say, so under create subscriber, you're going to have to come here and say to do create bell. Okay, you're going to have to create bell, and you're going to have to subscribe bell to upload it. Okay, I'll even make it a little bit clearer. Okay, so yeah, I'm keeping it quite simple. You'll be able to just copy. Don't worry though. You'll be able to just copy. This shouldn't take you too long. So you just have to go through and find the to-dos and solve them. So there's 3 to-dos. Okay, and you'll just solve them, and it really won't be too bad. Okay, because it's just you'll just copy basically what I've done, except you're going to have to change the names. You'll have to think a little bit, but because this is our first one, I think it's best to keep it easy. Okay, so yeah, just find the to-dos and do them. All right. Subscribe option. Okay, cool. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't struggle too much with this. We'll discuss it at the beginning of next week's lesson. Cool. So how you'll have to, oh no, I'm going to have to, oh right, save, there we go. Roosevelt High, Events and Delegates, there we go. All right, so how you guys are going to have to do this, let me show you actually, so because this is your first coding assignment, so you wouldn't necessarily know. Okay, so what I'll do, I'm going to post the link inside the chat. Okay, there's the link. All right, there's the link. What you would do is go onto your computer, you would open that link, okay? And it'll bring you to a page like this. Okay, it's got the exact code that I just wrote out. You only have to edit the to-dos. Okay, there'll be a comment, and under each to-do, you're just going to do what the comment says. Okay, create a bell object. We know the bells here. It's bugged. Really? Wait, are you opening it on mobile or something? Open this link yourself. Oh, okay. Let me try. Control C. Control V. Works for me. But you might have to copy it. Or you can control click. You can control click. Okay. Anyway, so guys, this is how you would actually do it. So you click fork it. All right. You see this button at the bottom here. You'll click fork it, and then you type. You'll have to give it your own name. So you're saying you might call it add bell notification. Okay. You'll give it your own method. You'll click OK, and it'll give you a link to this code. And this version of the code you will own. Okay. You'll own it, and you'll be able to edit it. In order to actually edit it, you have to click on edit mode in the bottom right here. So you'll click edit mode, and then you'll be able to save your edits and run it as normal. Okay. Oh yeah, that's true too. So then you'll be able to save your edits and run it as normal. Okay, but you have to go on to edit mode, and you have to fork it first. Okay, so you fork it, give it your own name, enter into edit mode, and then make your edits. So all you'll do, there's 3 to-dos. So the first thing is to create a bell object, which will be, you have to create an object of this class called bells. Okay, hopefully you know how to do that. If not, you can see right above it, I create a subscriber object. So how will that be different? Yeah, and we can see how everyone did it, exactly. Just in like the first 20 or 15 minutes of the lesson. Then you'll also come here and you'll say subscribe your bell object to uploaded. Right above here, I subscribe sub to uploaded. Okay, I subscribe another object to uploaded. You're just going to have to do the same thing with your bell object. Okay, but even more importantly, you have to implement the notify bells method. Okay, and remember, the thing you're subscribing is the notify bells method. All right. Okay. Look, it's gonna be tough, but maybe some of you will get it. It's an L, yeah. But this way is a nice way of doing it because it allows you guys to program yourself as well, if you're motivated enough to do so. And next week's assignment will be way cooler. Trust me, it's like way cooler. This one is maybe actually a bit difficult. I should actually be more specific. Let me be more specific. Okay, so I'm in Roosevelt Events and Delegates. I'm just going to edit this. So this is the code you'll fork. I'm just going to say, be slightly more specific. Subscribe bell, notify bells method. Notify bells method, yeah, to uploaded and create bells object. Okay, and then this is going to say to do implement this method. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. And we're just going to save it under the exact same name. Roosevelt High Events and Delegates. I think, okay, cool. Its updates are saved. Awesome stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's that. I do know, I do like the 1 hour 30 minutes thing because it's easier to prepare the lecture this way. Let me just make sure, is it? It hasn't created two different links, right? It hasn't. IWI 5062. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, cool. 45062. Right, so that's the assignment for next week. I guess. So do you guys want to start on the next lecture now? Or I think we probably should. And then we'll start on the 1 hour and 30 minute thing next week rather than this week. But that's cool. Events and delegates are the hardest contents in the whole course, I would say. So if you've got that, you'll be down for the next stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's about as hard as it gets. It does get more interesting now, and look, that's the hardest. Remember, so events and delegates, guys, if you guys, after this course, if you guys go into computer science at university, you'll find it very easy. Events and delegates and pass by value and pass by reference, if you remember that memory discussion we had, pass by value versus pass by reference, if you understand that, you know already the most difficult concepts from first year computer science at university. So these are the most difficult programming concepts, yeah. The other stuff is difficult sort of theoretically still, but the most difficult programming concepts you're done with. Okay, cool. So do you have anything to say about that? Is that a relief to you? Good stuff. Good stuff. I think events and delegates are definitely the hardest programming concept. It is as tough as it gets. Now we just move back to inheritance, and I show you like how to put everything together. So next week, what we're going to be doing is creating an adventure game. So a text-based adventure game where you like pick a weapon and you pick an enemy and you'll attack that enemy with the weapon that you chose. And maybe you guys can see how like more complicated decisions would be made. So should we end earlier so we can get started and ask you questions? Ooh. Oh, wait. So Tari, are you saying that you would ask me questions now? Or next week? Okay. Yeah, we can do it that way. I was only just going to cover the first little bit, which was abstract and virtual methods, just revising them. But yeah, whatever questions you have, now would be a good time. I think Tari wants to try the homework now. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll stick around for the next 20 minutes, and you guys can just ask me questions about the homework. Sure thing. I won't run through it myself now yet, though. I think I'll show you the solution next week, and that would be cool. So yeah, you guys can attempt that now, and also this will be a good way to get introduced to the whole the forking it thing. right? Because it is a little bit weird. So you have to go to the bottom, click fork it, open it up. You give it its own name. It'll give you a link. Okay, so you click fork it, you give it whatever you want to call it. I won't be able to see that anymore. It's yours then. And you'll open that in your new own code, okay, and go into edit mode. Okay, this does require you to create an account with RexTester. If you don't want to use RexTester, bear in mind you won't be able to share your code with us, but you can, go into Visual Studio or whatever. That's fine too. You can copy paste all of this code into anything that compiles C# and it'll work. Okay, and then you'll just go through each to-do. There's only 3 of them, and you'll just do that thing. Yeah. Cool. So I'll give you guys a few minutes on that. Also, we'll also need to use delegates in this. No, so remember the delegates and the event have already been created in Uploader. So I just want you to say, now instead of just notifying a subscriber, we're also going to be notifying a person who clicked the bell. Okay, so you just need to... Does that answer your question? So we're using the same uploaded event. Okay, so we don't need to create any new delegates. It'll be the same uploaded event. So yeah, like take it step by step. So actually, you know what? It is a short example, and this would be the first one. And since we have gone over time, do you want... Next week's assignment is way more fun, so I think you guys would be much more into it. So how about this one? I'll run through it with you. And we can just do it the first time this way, all right? But I'll still leave it to you guys to try first. Okay, so I'm going to remove this quickly and just try with my own. Okay, so how I'll do this, I open up the code, which I would have sent you right through a link. Okay, and this is how it would work every week. I'll send you the link. I'm going to stick to using RexTester rather than copying it into another thing. All I'll do is click fork it. All right, I'll say assignment 1. All right, assignment 1. Okay, I click OK. It'll give me a new link, so I can open it here. All right, now it's called assignment 1, so you can see we're in the correct place. Okay. Now, what we do here is we have to enter into edit mode. Okay, so I enter into edit mode, which will allow me to change the code. All right, so now it's exactly how we usually have it set up in lectures. I can now run this code and we can see that it works. Okay, so currently it uploads a brand new Ferrari. The video has been uploaded. Apple, a new video has been uploaded. So it notifies our subscriber whose username is Apple that a new video has been uploaded. Okay, so we need to go through the code and find all the to-dos. Okay, so the first thing we do is create a subscriber object. Okay, I don't care about that. It doesn't have a to-do. All right, I go to the to-do. Create a bells object. Okay. How I'll set these up is there will always be another similar example inside the code. Okay, so we need to create a bells object. On this line, we created a subscriber object. Okay, so what do I have to do here? I have to go find the class. Okay, so this was the class that we used to create the subscriber object, right? I need to find the class that is called bells. Okay, and you can see I gave it the same name. So bells, create a bells object. So I go and find the class bells. All right, so I need to create an object of this type. Okay, what do I immediately notice? This class does not have a constructor. Okay? Doesn't have a constructor. That somewhat simplifies things for me. Right? How do we create objects usually? Okay, there's 2 objects that we've created on the screen, actually 3 even. Here we create a subscriber sub. Okay, so here we created an object. Here we created an object. This one we had to give 2 things to the constructor, a string and a double. The first object we only gave 1 thing. Here we also created an object. Okay, this one we didn't give anything. It had no constructor. So this example is very similar to what I want to do. Okay. So I'm going to create a bells object very similarly to how this object was created, because this is similar to what we need to do. Okay. How was this object created? It's an uploader, so it's the uploader class. Okay. We gave it a name, and we can call ours whatever I want. Okay, whatever we want. And then we say new uploader. Okay, pretty simple. So how would we do that? In our case, our class is not called uploader. What is our class called, guys? What is the class that I want to create an object of called? Bells, exactly. Ooh, is that how we write bells though? Okay, Teddy. That's the one. Okay, so we'll say bells, and we can call this whatever we want. Homework or bell, whatever we want. Okay, so I'm going to call mine bell. You can call yours whatever you want. Where did we get this from? The bells class. Okay, that's what it's called. But also, it said it right here, right? Create bells object. All right, so it's creating an object of type bells. All right. Equals, what are we going to say after this equals sign? What are we going to say after this equals sign? Looking at the other 3 objects we created, what is the next word I'm going to need to type? New bells, precisely. New bells. And we do still have to throw down the bracket there. Even though there's no constructor, we do have to put the bracket there. Okay, ooh, there must be a space. It highlights new in purple for us to know we're on the right track. Bam, that's the first to-do done. Okay, so that's 1/3 of the assignment. Okay, bells, bell equals new bells. Cool. All right. Now, the next, there's other to-dos here as well. So there's a to-do here, subscribe, notify bells method to uploaded. All right, we could do this now. Everything, we are capable of doing this now. But I do want to just go check out our notify, our bells class quick. We notice it has a notify bells method inside it. Okay, notify bells. It has this method here. Okay. And we can see there's another to-do here. It says implement this method. Okay, so all that's saying is we want this method to do something, obviously. So what does our other notify method do? It says username, a new video has been uploaded. Okay, this was because username had this username property. Right? We can look at some other methods as well. Like here we have an upload method that just console.writeLines. Okay. I think we probably want to do something similar to that. So in notify bells, I'm just going to print something else. Okay, that's implementing the method. There's no more specifics. So I'll say console.writeLine. Okay, that's how we print something out. And you can just print something out whatever you want. So I'm just going to say bell notification. Bell notification. So that's just going to print out bell notification. And bam, that's 2/3 of the assignment done. Okay, we've now done 2 of the to-dos. Okay, so that implemented the method. This method now actually does something. When this method runs, it will print out bell notification to the screen. Okay. And there was this last to-do here. Okay. Subscribe, notify bells method to uploaded. All right. So we have seen a subscription before. Here we are subscribing notify, sub.notify. We're subscribing sub.notify to uploaded. Okay, cool. So in this to-do, we're going to be doing something very similar to this. All right. Okay. I want you guys to tell me, what is the first thing I'll type here? I want to subscribe to the uploaded events. What is the first thing we have to do here? Is it bell.bells? What method are we subscribing here? So in our subclass, we had a notify method, right? Notify bells, exactly. Okay, where do we get that notify bells from? You can see inside our bells class, we have a method called notify bells. All right, notify bells. That's correct, yeah. So here, that's the second bit though. Right, that's the second bit. So we say plus equals sub.notify. So that's us taking the sub.notify method and subscribing it to the uploaded events. Okay, sorry, it's a bit awkward, but the uploader is this object here. Okay, so in this class, .uploaded event. Okay, so the first thing we need to type is the thing we're subscribing to. What am I subscribing notify bells to? What are we subscribing to? Uploaded. Exactly. We're subscribing to the uploaded event. Where is the uploaded event? Where will I find it? What object is it in? Inside uploader. Exactly. So what do I have to say here first? What am I subscribing to in full? In full. Uploader.uploaded, and you even got the capital U. Precisely. So we'll say uploader.uploaded. Okay, and what's the rest of this line? I assume actually you'll get it. What's the rest of this line here? Where else have we subscribed? What did we subscribe that time? What did we say? Plus equals bell.notify bells. Yeah, we did call it bell. I had even forgotten. Precisely. Cool. Plus equals bell.notify bells. And we have to throw that semicolon down at the end as well. Okay. Cool. So when I run this, you can see it prints out bell notification at the end. And that's it. We're done. Okay. And that would be the whole coding assignment finished. Okay. Obviously, it would have taken you maybe a bit longer than this if we weren't talking through it together. And also there would be some errors that you would run into. But I hope you can see. So I'll try to always put a comment or something that's similar to what I'm asking you to do. So like here you can see this line here, uploader.uploaded plus equals bell.notify bells is basically exactly the same as this, right? Uploader.uploaded plus equals sub.notify. It's the same thing, right? We're just subscribing a different thing. So that will show that you understand the concepts of subscribing to an event. Okay. This bit here would show you understand the concept of creating a new object. Ooh, I have to copy it. Wow, it's a bit annoying that Zoom does it that way. Huh? Bells jingle equals new bells. Oh, nice. You even used a different name. Cool, that's good. Uploaded.uploaded plus equals jingle.notify bells. Precisely, and what does yours print out? Bell notification exclamation point. Ooh, the name bell does not exist. Ah, let's see. You say jingle, but plus equals bell not notify. Ooh, you included both. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So you can just comment this out and it'll work. Cool. No, but this is good. This is good because you do understand. You do understand. Yeah, this works nicely. So yeah, also guys, don't worry too much about getting errors in the assignments because this was like a very small thing where you subscribed to things, right? You can understand why this is. It's because you were following my example on this one. because I called mine Bell, but you called yours Jingle, but you did get it correct as well on this line. It's just that you forgot to remove this one, which is cool. So yeah, when you run it, it works. Awesome stuff. Next week's one, it will be cooler. Next week's one will be cooler. And that one I'll leave you guys to do yourself. And yeah, awesome. Oh yeah, and this is a good naming convention. So yeah, put your name in the top thing. Cool. And it's nice as well because it permanently gets added to your code wall to study from as well. So that's quite cool. All right. Great stuff. Sweet. I think we can call it there for today. So next week we're going to be doing interfaces. Obviously there's no assignment now for this week because we did do 2 hours. So next week I'll give you guys an assignment to work through yourself. All right. And okay. So next week I'll give you an assignment to work through yourselves, and yeah, it's a much cooler one, definitely. And that'll bring us to the end of section 2, actually. Well, we'll still have to do a quiz, but we'll be at the end of section 2. And then, yeah, that's it. Cool. Next week, I don't know, next week we'll probably do another full 2 hours, if you guys don't mind, because we're going to be learning about interfaces, which might take us quite some time. But after that, we'll start deferring to the 1 hour and 30-minute one, because I think that's just a bit more manageable. Are you going to ask the ones who were late? I'll post on the WhatsApp group for them to do the assignments. Honestly, I don't expect them to, but next week's one I think everyone will do because it's actually quite fun. So, and it really brings everything we've learned together as well, which is quite cool. So yeah, next week's one I'll ask everyone to do. This week's one, I mean, if you weren't here, you're at a bit of a disadvantage, obviously, if you didn't come to this lecture. So yeah. And 1 hour and 30 minutes, that's cool. But I will post all the details and the video on the WhatsApp group, so the people who didn't join today will be able to watch through the video, and maybe they can do the assignment then as well. Cool. All right, that's good. Okay, so we'll start with interfaces next week. I'll see you guys then. If you have any questions, you can ask think about them over the week, because we will have that short period of time at the beginning of next week's lecture to discuss some things. So if you have any questions about this stuff, feel free to ask. Time for Minecraft Dungeons, indeed. Cool. Yeah, cheers guys, thank you for coming. I must add the rest of you guys to the register as well. I should stop recording now. And yeah, see you guys next week.